Chapter 2, Step 2, Let Go and Let Possibility In. Let go and let God. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. In the framework of cognitive behavioral training, belief systems are not just spiritual concerns. They are foundational components of how we think, feel, and behave. Step 2 is an invitation to explore belief itself, not necessarily in a religious sense, but as a vital part of recovery. It's the beginning of a subtle but powerful shift away from despair and toward hope. From a cognitive behavioral viewpoint, Step 2 encourages individuals to let go of the self, limiting beliefs that forced, and to open themselves to new possibilities. It does not require a dramatic spiritual awakening or a conversion experience. Rather, it asks for a willing mind, an openness to the idea that something, anything, outside our current destructive thoughts and behaviors might be capable of helping us change. The phrase came to believe just a process, not an instant moment of clarity. In addiction, people often fall into a mindset of learned helplessness, the belief that change is impossible or futile. They may think, I'll never change, or I'm too damaged. These thoughts aren't facts. They're distortions that CBT actively works to reframe. The shift in thinking might sound change is possible, even if it's hard. Or this is not who I am. It's something I've gone through, and I can heal. Then comes the idea of a power greater than ourselves. In CBT, this phrase is expansive. It can mean a lot of things to different people: a trusted therapist, a recovery group, the collective wisdom of a community, or even evidence-based strategies and tools that consistently produce results. For others, it may be a spiritual higher power. The key is that recovery begins to take root when we step outside the isolation of our own limited thinking and connect with something beyond ourselves. Isolation is often at the heart of mental and emotional function, and Step 2 is the antidote. Finally, we encounter the phrase could restore us to sanity. This is not about achieving perfection or enlightenment. In cognitive terms, sanity refers to rational thinking, balanced emotions, and constructive behavior. Addiction thrives on irrational beliefs like, I need to drink life, or I can't survive without alcohol. Step 2 offers a new narrative that a better, more centered internal world is possible. It invites us to replace self-defeating cognitive loops with adaptive restorative beliefs. To support this transformation, CBT provides a set of tools that help make these shifts concrete. Thought records, for instance, help us track distorted beliefs like nothing will ever get better and challenge them with more grounded alternatives. Socratic questioning invites us to examine our assumptions. What's the evidence that I'll always fail? Or can I think of even one time when things improved, even briefly? Behavioral practices, like attending a meeting or asking for help, offer experiences of change, small but vital steps that rebuild trust in the possibility of restoration. Step 2's application in daily life begins with identifying hopeless beliefs and holding them up to the light. We might write down thoughts such as I always screw up or no one can help me, and begin to challenge them. Is that 100% true? What's the real evidence? It also encourages us to define, in our own terms, what a power greater than ourselves means. Is it a group, a sponsor, a faith tradition, or simply a system of support that's more reliable than addiction? CBT reframes power as any consistent, healthy influence outside ourselves that helps us. Tracking moments of clarity or peace, even if they're fleeting, also becomes important. These moments are breadcrumbs on the path to sanity. They are evidence that restoration isn't theoretical. It's real. Change is already starting to happen, one breath at a time. In CBT, belief is not just a feeling. It's something we can build through practice and perspective. Step 2 is the moment we begin to say, maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe I don't have to do this alone. Maybe, just maybe, healing is possible. It's a movement away from the trap of our own worst thoughts and towards something gentler, wiser, and larger than ourselves. In short, 2 is where things start to feel weirdly hopeful. Imagine someone standing at the edge of a mental cliff, surveying the wreckage of their best-laid plans, when a calm but slightly sarcastic trainer stands beside them and says, maybe something bigger than you could help with this mess. It doesn't have to be a divine being in the clouds. It could be your dog, your group leader, or your higher self. From a cognitive perspective, Step 2 is about developing what's known as cognitive flexibility, the ability to hold new perspectives, to entertain new thoughts, and to understand that the worst thing we think is not always the truest thing. Hope, in this step, becomes a strategy, And that strategy begins believing that change is possible. If I want to complete step 2, I need to set aside my need to control everything, open my mind to the possibility that something greater than myself can help, and start paying attention to moments of clarity, peace, or guidance that I didn't create